Well, the book is called The Big Cook, a national bestseller, and I'm here with its 3 authors, Laura Lee Thomas, Deanna Siemens, and Joanne Smith. Okay, ladies, we're in the kitchen. We're going to make some food. Walk us through this. What are we making?
So what you're going to see happening here is you're going to see an actual demo of Deanna and Joanne making 8 meals of barbecue beef. And we're going to probably do it in under 5 minutes. That's 8 meals. That each meal feeds 4 to 6 people in under 5 minutes. Wow. Now, the beauty of the concept is instead of making one of something, which takes maybe 15 minutes, you're going on a tip, like there, we've got some things pre-packaged, of course, you're going to take an extra 5 minutes and make 8 of it.
Okay, now I just want to see what we're doing here. You're emptying out
so they're measuring
ketchup bottles in here.
So at the recipe.
8 meals that feed 4 to 6 people.
So
basically
the math.
64 servings of barbecue beef that we're working on right here.
All right.
Now we've prepackaged the beef into about 2 pounds per bag. Okay. And then Deanna's putting in the celery.
That's a cup of chopped celery.
Yeah, there'll be 2 in each one.
2 cups of chopped celery
exactly.
in each.
And then Joanne's making the sauce. But the whole idea is we would get together in someone's kitchen, just a regular kitchen, and we would do this. And we'd each have a workspace in front of us. We don't have to have big fancy cooking instruments because we're not going to cook the meals that day.
That's right. This is all preparing.
We're going to prepare it, freeze it, and then the day we're going to eat it, we are going to pull it out and cook it. And there's many different ways to cook it. Could be oven, slow cooker, could be barbecue, stir fry.
And you give all of that in your
All
cookbook.
of that is listed with each recipe. Wow. And so they're going to mix up the sauce and put it in. And the whole idea is I would make 8 of something, you would make 8 of something, 8, 8. And at the end of the day, we switch them up and take home 2 of each thing.
Okay.
So we're not going home with 8 barbecue beefs.
Right.
We're going to go home with 2 barbecue beefs and that's it. So that's the beauty of making 8 of
I'm noticing the ingredients are, they're all stuff I would have in my kitchen. Celery, beef, ketchup. This is onion soup mix, mustard.
Right, really common ingredient. I mean, let's face it, to do 200 meals in one day, it can't be all really complicated recipes, and certainly we're not cooking everything. We're just assembling it and getting it all ready. And, you know, and very, like you said, really basic ingredients, really basic recipes.
And you're adding water.
We added some water and some vinegar.
And this will be, you're creating kind of a marinade that the beef will soak in.
It totally picks up the flavor. This is a wonderful one in the slow cooker because it's the stew meat, which gives it a chance to tenderize because it's got the vinegar and all the spices and flavors. And it is delicious served over mashed potatoes or rice or noodles.
Making me hungry.
And, you know, it's so nice. You know, we sat on the couch, somebody said about walking in and smelling dinner. How nice to come home after a busy day, whether you have a family or single or whether it's just 2 of you, and smell dinner cooking.
You know what, that is my favorite part of having a slow cooker is I know that when I come home, I'm going to smell dinner cooking already. Now, this might be a dumb question, but what if you forget to take something out the night before? Can any of these, can they cook from frozen?
We have some that we prepare that are actually with cooked ground beef. We have like a lasagna, things like that. So if I do that, and I do that once in a while, you can pull that out and defrost it and cook it very quickly. So one of the things too is you can see as you're making so many meals, what a blessing this can be to other people as well. I had a friend recently that was going through some tests at the hospital, and I found out, and so I took her over a meal immediately because I had lots ready to go. So when you do create a lot of meals, you have the ability to give them away to people and to bless others in the process as well.
And that is probably one of the best parts of this cookbook is that it encourages us to look outside of ourselves, to look to other people. How can I bless someone with a meal? Someone in the hospital, someone maybe just having company unexpectedly and they're saying, I don't have time to make a lot of food, and you say, here's 2 meals, let them thaw overnight and then just cook them tomorrow.
I mean, you're blessing your family every day, but you also have the ability to have the freedom to bless others. So what Joanne's doing is she's just putting in the sauce, and at that point we have 8 meals prepared in about 5 minutes.
And you don't have to make 8. Say you can't get together with your friends or you don't have time. The recipes are set up in columns. So tonight when I go, I can make 4, serve 1 up for supper, throw 3 in the freezer. Or if you have 3 friends, there's a 6-meal column. So there's a lot of versatility. And if I want, I could make the 4-meal columns if I don't have children and make it into 8 bags, enough to feed 2 people. You can modify it, and you can personalize it too. If you don't like the mushrooms, don't put in the mushrooms. If you have a problem with gluten, you can substitute. It's the basics recipe and the concept are there, but you can add or modify it to however you like.
We're encouraging people never to make one of something because then you're stuck again tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're stuck back to the stress. What am I going to cook?
And you know what? Every single dinner we make, single dinner,
Yes.
takes so long to prepare. Yeah. And then the cleanup is so long. And the actually eating the meal is so fast. You think, oh, I wish I had more time with my family.
Sometimes we ask people, how many times do you go to the grocery store every week? Oh. And with this method, you do a huge grocery shop.
Yeah.
And then when it's time for supper, I mean, what we're going to do is we're going to cook a carb and maybe toss a salad. And that's pretty easy to do because the main work and the main groceries have already been purchased and prepared.
And I just want to show that you mark the outside of the bags. This one is for barbecue beef.
Yeah.
And then in your cookbook,
so what
when
we would do
I
then-
take this out the night before and it's thawed.
Right. What we would do then with the barbecue beef is we would look in the box here, and you would see that it gives you an option of slow cooker or oven, and then you just do the
You just
cooking
follow
method
the
for that.
directions.
Absolutely.
And then
So
you have serving suggestions.
serving suggestions and even some hints.
helpful hints.
Yeah, exactly. We've tried to make it as easy as possible. We've
is
learned a lot
very
by
easy.
doing the method in the
We-
last
you know,
11
we've learned
years.
so much in 11 years, and you know what freezes well, what the kids will eat, you know which is good in the slow cooker, you know, because it's got to have quite a bit of sauce, and what's good in the oven and barbecue, and it's just been such an adventure. It's such a pleasure to be able to share it with other people, and as you see, I mean, we did 8 meals in probably just a few minutes, and then we just got the air out, sealed them, and if you want, when you freeze them, you can just lay them flat and freeze them in a zippered bag, and I mean, I can fit about 10 of these meals in my little freezer when I go camping. We camp and sometimes my kids will say, Mom, can we please just have hot dogs or hamburgers? Like,
Enough of
forget
this
it.
good, healthy stuff.
No, we're having Thai chicken
And they
today.
are healthy too. I like all the ingredients you're using. Ladies, thank you. This is so, I'm very excited about this. I'm going to take this home with me and I'm going to be making these recipes. I guarantee it.